Welcome back to Jamie Stars, another video about the human body, wellness, and how with just a little effort we can make small changes that will make a big and lasting difference. Set your mind and keep it set. Thoughts are connected to everything in our lives. When studying the topics of vibration, frequency, and energy, it is a wise man or woman who realizes here she does not know everything. Because science has long taught us to rely on what we can see and touch, we often don't notice that our spirit, thoughts, emotions, and body are all made of energy. Everything is vibrating. In fact, each of us has a personal vibration that communicates who we are to the world and shapes our reality. There was a book, Frequency, The Power of Personal Vibration, in 2009, and that's what Penny Pierce said. So humans, they actually vibrate at 65 megahertz on average. It only takes a person's energetic frequency to dip to 58 megahertz before cold can invade. And then it can only take a person's energetic frequency to dip to 58 megahertz in just 3 seconds. In just 3 seconds. If you want to hear about how a sip of coffee can utterly wreak havoc on your frequency and immunity with just a sip, driving your electrical frequency to 52 megahertz, which we could see right here can cause Epstein-Barr, and at 42 megahertz cancer. So if you're interested in hearing about that, stay tuned because we're going to start talking about that right now. I guess I should film now. So, unhealthy substances cause a dip in frequency. In one test, the frequencies of two individuals, the first, a 26-year-old male, and the second, a 24-year-old male, were measured at 66 megahertz each. Okay, so as I said earlier, that's about average. Normal, young, strapping, young 24-year-old and 26-year-old guys. Anyways, well, the first individual held a cup of coffee without drinking it. He held it for 3 seconds. And in that amount of time, his frequency dropped from average to 58 in 3 seconds. He inhaled an aroma of an essential oil, and within seconds, his frequency had returned to 66. Let's hear about the second guy. Then we had the second individual who actually took a sip of his coffee. Yes, I know this is water, but pretend it's coffee. His frequencies dropped down to 52 megahertz in 3 seconds. However, no essential oils were used during the recovery time, and it took 3 days for his frequency to return to his normal 66. but so do unhealthy thoughts. One surprising aspect of the study measured the influence that thoughts have on body's electrical frequencies. So negative thoughts lowered the measured frequency by 12 megahertz. Behind me here, you see what my altar looks like. These are the things that make me happy. Not only do they make me happy, but the essential oils actually raise my frequency. And if I have negative thoughts that automatically lower my measured frequency by 12 megahertz, it's important to keep things around you that make you feel positive, happy, and whole. And that's what this is about. And what's even more amazing and even more crazy is that there are more protocols and more skills that you can learn to raise your frequency. Do you want to hear them? Okay, let me tell you about them. So you can meditate, you can pray. It has been reported that it will boost your frequency an entire 15 megahertz. 1, 2, 3. So you have a negative thought, and then you say, dear your higher power, or instead maybe you meditate for a few minutes to a sound bowl or something like that. That's my preferred method. That will boost your mood. So you think about whatever you focus on. So if you choose good thoughts, which have positive vibrations or energy, same thing, you attract more of the same good thoughts, right? It's known as the law of attraction. Like attracts like. So if you're putting off the frequency of love, if you're putting off the frequency of peace and harmony, and you don't want to fight, and you want things to just go smoothly, and you're putting good thoughts in your brain, and you're thinking of what you want to do tomorrow, and you put yourself to bed on time because you know that you're going to have a big day tomorrow, and you set your alarm, and you have yourself a nice breakfast, and you set yourself up for success, regardless of who's in your life or where you are in your life. And that is the kicker. It doesn't matter where you are. There's always going to be somebody that's not in the same place as you, that's in a lower place than you, that's in the place that you were in 6 months ago or a year ago, 3 years ago. So always remember that. And it's important to be grateful, because when you're grateful, you put out good karma. And again, you know, I do believe also that the act of showing positive emotions, showing care, showing mindfulness, say you're in a conversation with someone and they are sharing about their family, you can kind of lull off and not pay attention, and they'll still talk because most people really just want to get it off their chests. I learned that along the way too. But really what makes the big difference is when you receive it from them and you use that as an opportunity to potentially learn something, because that opportunity was given to you as an opportunity to learn, and if you don't take it, you've squandered it. So attract what you want to become. That's what I always say. Or attract the person that you want to hang out with. Your emotions are an internal guidance system. I say all the time, are you listening to your body? Are you listening to your body? Because if you were listening to your body would tell you need sleep. Your body would tell you that you need nutrients, micronutrients, so on. essential oils, what I have behind me, Progestins Plus, is a blend. A blend is a combination of oils. Right here, I have the frequency of the single essential oils. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Do I have this? I might not have this for the screen, but I can post it in the comments. You guys have it if you're interested. But if you're not a Young Living member, it doesn't really serve you. So, but really the point of it is that every single anything that's alive has a frequency. So a banana, it has a frequency. It might have not a very high frequency, but it will have a frequency. Apple and so on, depending on how long it's been off the, branch, tree, whatever. A dead piece of meat, it will not have a frequency. A live animal running around in the yard, yes, it will have a frequency. A plant growing out of the ground, it'll have a frequency. The sun has a frequency. Your body has a frequency. The earth has a frequency. The astrological pull in the earth has a frequency. Everything has a frequency that's alive. If it is not alive, it has no frequency. So when you put a lot of what's readily, openly available to us right now, which is a lot of these electromagnetic waves and microwave waves and things that were never intended for us to be exposed to, yet so prevalent in our lives. And so let me just tell you, so processed or canned food has a 0 megahertz frequency. So by consuming canned food, you're getting no energy at all. I actually don't think I ever read that line for some reason, or maybe it didn't click because I was like, tuna fish, yeah, it's healthy for you. But if it's processed canned food, then it wouldn't have, it's dead, yeah. So fresh foods have a 20 to 27 megahertz. Dry herbs, 15 to 22 megahertz. Fresh herbs, 20 to 27 megahertz. Essential oils, they start at about 52 megahertz and they go as high as 320, which is the rose essential oil. The oil that I just had to turn off because I literally put 1 drop in and I was like, ooh, I still got to finish this video. I got to have some dinner, get this uploaded. All of that takes a while. So I was like, that oil is like getting me. Because what happens is it goes into your cells and it heals whatever isn't right. And when your frequency is low, which mine was today, it was super, super low. I do have to say there was something going on with my throat. Oh God, and I just keep I feel like I keep crying, but I'm not crying. I'm just tearing. I'm just like having one of those like weird days. I just feel like I want to cry, but I know that that's not what it is. It's just that like it was all the essential oils and everything all in this at the room so that we could move on. So moving on. Your emotions, boom, 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 are an internal guidance system, as I said before, okay? When you experience positive emotions such as joy and happiness, you're vibrating in harmony with the goals and desires that you resonate with, okay? But alternatively, when you settle or you experience negative emotions from a situation you're in, an environment you're in, a relationship you're in, and then those negative emotions can turn into like outlandish and more elaborate emotions such as fear or anger, nervousness, anxiety, PTSD, which would be the worst. So ultimately you're off track and vibrating at a lower frequency than what's desirable for your body. Your body is like, no, 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 something ain't going right. I need some fresh foods. I need some sleep. I need some care. I need some self-care. So I mentioned briefly that the light energy here on Earth in the electromagnetic radiation portion of our solar system and the way that light is energy. That's what it is. Light energy makes up about 99% of the body's atoms and cells. So we are like light. That's why when a lot of people are like, we're light workers, is because we are light, right? Yes, we do have dark in us, and there's absolutely no reason why we should deny the darkness. We have to embrace the darkness. We have to it's not even embrace it. We have to merge it. We have to take our good and we have to take our bad, and we have to make it work for us. So the energy is used to signal all body parts to carry out their assignments. This is how the law of attraction works. You will attract what you're thinking and feeling. So if you're like, and this is a big thing for me, because like I've seen this and I've experienced this. There's people out there, and I know that I'm going to talk to at least one of you that deep down they want something, but they're saying something else. And when that happens, you're putting out mixed signals to the universe. So as we just experienced the solar eclipse, as we are being challenged by these returns, these Mercury retrogrades, these Saturn returns, these Pluto returns, Mercury returns, all of them, all these, retrogrades, all these, we got Pluto retrograde, Mercury retrograde, Saturn retrograde, and then the Saturn squares to the mutable signs and all that stuff. So we've got a lot going on, but it is up to us to elevate, to glow up, to attract what you're thinking and feeling more often. Feel the way you want to feel. Don't just let your emotions run rampant. Like take over those emotions. I did explain in the beginning. Very easily we can switch those emotions, because here's the thing, and this is really, really interesting. Anger, for instance, vibrates at the same frequency as the liver. So what happens is that if you get real angry and you don't purge it, and you don't move past it, and you don't forgive, and you don't have to forget, but you can purge and forgive and release. If you don't do that, you store it in the liver. And the thing with the liver is it only takes about a month for the liver to become super toxic if you're not, on average, detoxing your liver. And if you know nothing about health, detoxing your liver isn't so simple, right? It's like, what do you mean detox my liver? I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. I do. So, but if you keep it simple by not exposing yourself, like keep your cell phones away from your body at least a foot, keep them out of the bedrooms at night if you can, and especially away from the children's beds and stuff at night. Keep them by like the front door, away from all the bedrooms. You can even turn off the you can turn on airplane mode, and when you do that, it turns off the Wi-Fi, so you don't have that buzzing, that humming. I mean, of course, yes, we have TVs in our house, and everybody's different. Some of us have cable, some of us don't, some have internet, some don't. But either way, we still live under very many towers with all kinds of negative ions that affect us in a negative way, and basically end up causing our frequency and our energy to descend lower and lower. In the Law of Attraction book, The author's name was Michael J. Lozier, and he said words are everywhere. We speak them, read them, and hear them in our head, that the words we think and use generate the vibration we send out. And I do believe that's true. I did mention that your emotions are like gifts, right? We don't always like to feel that way, but let's look at it in spiritual frequencies, right? Okay, so we know that there are some people out there that say that they can hear spirits, right? I'm not saying that I can hear spirits, because I absolutely am not saying that at all. But if we are light and we are frequency, and we're able to sense this vibration, right? And we're positive and we're attracting more positivity and stuff like that. And we're able to understand our body, and we're understanding the way we feel. And we're understanding our emotions, and we're understanding what they mean, and we're understanding, we're putting meaning to our emotions, and we're understanding our thinking. And that leads to different thought patterns, and it leads to different ways how our brain works, and eventually how it forms, because the brain is actually very, very malleable, and it changes constantly. So like, you could have a thought that you've had for 20 plus years, and finally you have an epiphany, and you're like, you know what, that just doesn't work for me anymore, and boom, that's gone, and you now have space for something else. And that's how thought patterns express themselves in the areas of the brain that contain your subconscious and conscious mind. Because if you aren't consciously thinking about the things that you're wanting, you're just remembering the things that subconsciously somebody told you at one point in time you wanted. And that's really not you taking ownership for your life and saying, this is what I want. You're just kind of going along with the program. So, you know, mindfulness is like being aware. So let me just explain this. Has there ever been a time where you wake up and you're preparing for the day, and you eat breakfast at some point? Well, you get out of bed first, right? You go to the kitchen. Maybe you grab a coffee or a glass of water with some lemon in it, maybe some lemon essential oil, maybe an Ningxia packet. Maybe you do your little protocol, get your little vitamins going. Who knows what you got going on? We all have different protocols depending on where we're working on our bodies. Then you get to the shower, then you brush your teeth, and you get dressed and get all neat. And you go to work, and you drive there, and you get there, and then you're like, you know what, I don't even remember any of that. It was like all subconscious. So that is your subconscious mind, and understanding that thought processes are formed through pathways of thinking that are rewarded again and again by your brain when you do them the way that you subconsciously have been doing them. So it's like your brain wants you to keep doing it the way that you've been doing it. It doesn't want you to change. Just doesn't. That's just how it is. So it's up to you to be like, no, brain, I do want to change, so I'm going to change. So that's kind of the difference between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And the conscious mind is logical to reasons, performs critical thinking, formulates plans. It's our will. Not all of us have great conscious minds. A lot of us, like being a water sign, I'm very much up in my head, and I'm like all up in my subconscious mind, and I'm all up in here. Like, this is where I live, up here. You know, but your subconscious mind, it never sleeps. It works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is where your beliefs, your habits, your emotions, and your intuition reside. So if, regardless of how you may think you are feeling, you know, I'm sure that there's massive room for improvement. Just with just a couple of the things that I mentioned. This example will clarify the difference when you first learned to roller skate, right? All of your concentration was on maintaining your balance as you use the handrail to steady yourself, focusing on moving forward while remaining upright and looking straight ahead so as not to bump into anyone. You know, it's that scary feeling like you're going to fall. Maybe you have a friend holding on to you. You need a lot of concentration. You're definitely not like thinking about like this in a subconscious way. You're concentrating, right? You're concentrating on this. But then 3 months pass and now you have created a cellular memory of skating in your subconscious and it recalls it. You no longer need to concentrate on the acts of skating, you just do it. In regards to like your morning routine, completing the steps requires no thought. You do them as if you are on autopilot, while your day could also progress with a number of other sequences. Your brain has built pathways that created a routine to skip out on different things. And so if you can change the pattern for a few days or weeks, your brain will create a new pathway. So if there's something or a habit or a situation or something, specifically like a habit, like, and it could be so simple or stupid. It could be, and nothing stupid, because like it all matters to you, whatever is important to you, right? It could be anything. It could be like, I want to make sure I take out my garbage 2 days a week, like without a doubt. Like I keep forgetting. Like that could be like a thing. Like it could, right? Like if you're not thinking about it and stuff like that, or if you're not like a super organized person, so you might have to create a pathway. Like you might have to be like, okay, well, like after I do this at night, I'm gonna check the garbage, and it could be like you check the garbage every night regardless, but on the nights that the garbage is coming the next day, and you just take them out or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like you could create. I mean, you could be very creative in the way that you do that. So I was telling you a little bit about, or I started to talk to you about like spiritual frequencies and stuff like that, and like how like if you're really positive and like you could attract, excuse me, you could attract more positive frequencies, and sometimes you could actually attract ghosts and things like that. Spiritual frequencies range approximately between 90 to 100 hertz. So if you happen to be vibrating at a really high frequency, which you could get to at meditation, and with the use of essential oils, and if you do them together, that's even more. You would have to be grounded and stay physical and keep a connection to the plane. But there's a really good possibility that if you're at a frequency of 90 to 100 hertz, you could see visions, you could have out-of-body experiences, you could astral travel, you could all kinds of things. I mean, it's really interesting. So now the whole stress of this mini webinar on energy frequency in the body and stuff like that has to do with microbes. Microbes are basically, they're ickies. They're like things that do not belong in your body. They don't belong near your body. They don't belong on your foods. They don't belong in your life at all. Okay. And another method by which aromatics and essential oils may exert a life lengthening effect is through their ability to inhibit the growth of bacteria, fungi, and viruses. Some bacteria, such as Chlamydia pneumoniae, have been implicated as one of the true causes of heart disease. Viruses such as HIV and hepatitis have resulted in liver failure and premature death. Fungi like Candida albicans have been implicated in cancer due to their secretion of mycotoxins. One of the most comprehensive studies to probe the powerful antimicrobial effects of essential oils was the research directed by Dr. Gary Young and conducted with Sue Chow at Weber State University. Using disc diffusion assays, they tested the killing power of 67 different young living essential oils against a variety of yeast, mold, gram-negative bacteria, and gram-positive bacteria. And what they found was cinnamon, clove, thyme, peppermint, oregano, and mountain savory exerted the strongest antimicrobial properties. In further tests the following year, they successfully proved the ability of thyme, oregano, and clove essential oils to destroy colonies of Streptococcus pneumoniae, the bacteria responsible for many types of throat, sinus, and lung infections. And honestly, like if I ever feel like I've got something coming on, all I ever do is grab either the Thieves Spray, which is like the strongest version of the Thieves, and it also has alcohol in it. I don't know if it's the strongest because it's just Thieves with alcohol, but it tastes stronger. And then the Thieves drop. So you could take a Thieves drop and just drop it under your tongue sublingually and let it go down your throat. Or what I like to do when my throat's not feeling me, when I'm not feeling my throat, I literally, I try to put my tongue down and shoot it towards the back of my throat because nice. Pretty fair. Like a mini diffuser right now. Feels good though. Really, really good. So I think I had a little bit more here on microbes. So let's see if we can continue on. As previously learned, you may experience stress, tension, anxiety, depression, chaos, another negative feeling, and other negative feelings if your body's frequency is lower than it should be. So let's go ahead and put on the, let's go ahead and share the screen for this right here. So as you see, the normal range of a human body is 62 megahertz to 68 megahertz. Let's get my wand out. Never get to do this. All right, hold on. Can't see it in front of there. Can do. Oh no. Oh no. Don't look like this. Nope. Okay. Well, whatever. You get the point. All right. So, normal range of human body is 62 megahertz to 68 megahertz. However, Cancer starts at 42 megahertz. And what's super scary, everyone, is a sip of coffee, just a sip, drops our megahertz down to 52, which could also be Epstein-Barr, which a lot of people are suffering from right now. I've also had Candida in the past. I have a feeling about this. I don't want to say yes, I do believe in the frequency and I do believe in all that stuff like that, but I also do believe that there are substances that you can put in your body that could cause this to happen. And so one of those substances I feel is sugar. So when you add sugar to your body, it definitely lowers your megahertz. So you don't want to do that. And if you do, definitely have essential oils around. And this is a great time to get your ningxia. It's summertime. They're not going to charge you extra for like shipping because it's like frozen because it's wintertime. So you'll save money on the shipping. If you're on Essential Rewards, get the Essential Rewards ningxia. Drink an ounce a day, especially now during the summer. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be traveling. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be seeing people. So you want to make sure that, especially with the world that we're in right now, and we've just entered into eclipse season, and now Mercury retrograde is tomorrow. All that can affect our body's ability to fight off infection, sickness, disease, you know, viruses and whatnot. Negative thinking can lead your mind into toxic thinking, which has a serious effect on your body. So we don't want to go ahead and act like that. Oh, poor baby. I'm the victim. This, that, whatever. Make the best of it all, even when shit sucks. Go and do something that you find joy in and don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel guilty about it. Okay? Please don't feel guilty about it. All right. So, and let's end this. I hope you liked the video. I was trying to make it a little bit interesting. I'm wearing my little, let's go ahead and put on my One Love jacket as we prepare for the end of the law of attraction. Let's boost our frequency with essential oils and meditation and crystals and great protocols and things that make us happy and joy, and cutting out the things in our life that don't bring us joy anymore, and trying not to microwave things, which right now I am because I broke my kettle. If anyone wants to get me a kettle, well, I'm kind of really picky when it comes to my kettles, so it's like I'm not really sure which one I even want. Like there's two right now, but I'm getting off the point. But I'm also getting to another good point, which is microwaving formula. I don't think many people are doing that anymore, but microwaving in general is not good because it changes the structure of whatever you're microwaving. So like lately I've been having to microwave water because I don't have a water kettle for tea, and so I have had to microwave it. I do, however, have a water filter, so I'm using filtered water, and I'm microwaving it. But I need to get a kettle. I'm getting a kettle because it's just nuts. Especially because like my throat and I want to have tea, and all I want to do is like pop my kettle down and have like a cup of tea, and I can't do that. So, but yeah, microwaving baby formulas is a no. Okay. So, you know, there are many different ways that we can boost our frequency. Dr. Gary Gordon, a neurologist, states we are aware of a tiny fraction of the thinking that goes on in our minds, and we control only a tiny part of our conscious thoughts. And the vast majority of our thinking efforts actually goes on subconsciously, and only like one or two of these thoughts are likely to breach into consciousness at a time. And it's funny because like I feel like I have like all these ideas, and it's like I just want to get them all out, but I can't get them out in like one day. And it's like I get so excited because like I just want to keep going, and it's like I kind of feel like I want an assistant, because maybe like if I had an assistant, then maybe I could like do the things that I want to do, and then they could help me with the things that are like time suckers and stuff. Like, I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know. Shout out to Bailey Sarian, man. She is off the chain. She's got a new show coming out. If you guys didn't hear, it's a podcast. It's like History's Mysteries. I'm super excited to hear about this because this is all the things that school never taught you. It's all of that was a bunch of lies, a bunch of shit. They just covered everything up. They didn't want us to know anything. White privilege, yeah. So it's a podcast, but I have a pretty good feeling it's not going to stay that way. So yeah, check Bailey Sarian out if you haven't already. Her Murder, Mystery, and Makeup show is on Mondays, and then this is her new show on Wednesdays. It's a podcast called Dark History, and it sounds really, really great. So yeah. So yeah, and she always says make good choices, and that's the thing. Make good choices. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to your integrity. You know, in my 20s, it was really hard sometimes where people were like asking me to do things, and it wasn't something that I really wanted to do, but I felt like I had to do it. And it's like, why did I feel like I had to do it? Like, why? I still have no idea why. But yeah. So out of these ideas, depending on who you are, there might be one or two of these thoughts that will breach into your consciousness at a time. And then maybe you'll have a slip tongue, and then that accident through the actions offer glimpses of our unfiltered, sometimes conscious mental life before you learn how you can change subconscious thoughts by changing your electrical signals. You need to understand how dangerous negative thinking is if you want to find the secrets of the universe in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So like, you kind of got to like stop the thought before, like, it's like, oh, we're going to go there now. It's kind of like, you got to call it out. Frequency is defined as a measurable rate of electrical energy that is constant between any 2 points. Everything has an electrical frequency measured in megahertz, hertz, so on. Essential oils started at 52 megahertz and went as high as 320 megahertz, with rose essential oil being the highest. Nikola Tesla said that if you could eliminate certain outside frequencies that interfered with our own electrical frequencies, so like basically what I was talking to you before, like the towers and so on, we would have greater disease resistance. But because we're exposed all the time, we're getting all these diseases that we didn't get in 1910, cancer being one of them. The chemistry and frequencies of essential oils have the ability to help man maintain optimal health frequency. So what does that mean? The chemistry and frequencies of essential oils have the ability and can help a man maintain optimal health frequency, or woman, or child, or pet. Well, what it means is that with continued use of your oils, just like you would like your vitamins or your vegetables or your food or whatever, or love or joy or filling your cups or whatever, same exact thing. You got to make sure that you grab your oil and you use it. You use it every day. And this is the Progestins Plus that you have behind you. This is actually for emotional and hormones, and it works for all women, regardless of what age they are, from the time that they're basically prepubescent to the time that they aren't able to run a credit card with Young Living anymore. So your whole life. It's basically a serum that was created by a doctor and also Gary Young. And it is it's a progesterone serum made out of wild yam extract. Also has other essential oils in it, but it balances the frequency of women specifically during the times where they are either going through some sort of cycle, or they are, you know, before or during or after a cycle. They're transitioning. So this is a good way to go from dipped estrogen levels, it increases them, and vice versa. So it's like a cyclical nature. So this helps you to stay very cyclical. And they've had great results. They've also, Progestins Plus has also helped many women get pregnant, because if your hormones are not balanced and you're not having normal periods, you're not going to have a child normally. That's just what a doctor will tell you. I'm not telling you anything a doctor wouldn't tell you. If you're not having your periods every month, and you're most likely either not ovulating or there's something else going on, and in that case, you need to get to the root of the problem before you could actually have a child. And sometimes, and I kind of feel like I'm 37, and only now a lot of my friends are having children, whereas like years ago it wasn't that way. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. We won't know for years later if any of this type of stuff had any effect on anything. But all I know is that in order for us to stay healthy and live above the wellness line and keep healthy, because like right now we're healthy. We don't, if say for instance, maybe you've already had the vaccine, say for instance, you've already had COVID, you're not sick, you're back to work, you're feeling good, you're exercising, you're eating healthy, you're doing good, you're happy, you sure as shit don't want to get sick. Get some Thieves essential oil now. Get it now, and every single morning put it on the bottom of your feet, because when you go outside, you are like immune to anything that's around you. Grab some Thieves spray while you're at it. Put one in your car, put one in your purse, put one in your kid's backpack, put one in your husband's gym bag, because these literally will kill anything. Anything. It will kill anything. They even make a cleaner out of this that you could use to clean your whole house. That's completely safe. It's plant-based, so that if your baby rubs their butt all over it, it won't matter, because it's completely non-toxic. So the chemistry and frequencies of essential oils have the ability to maintain that optimal health frequency, that living above the wellness line, as we like to say. And through research and subsequent discoveries of electrical frequencies and essential oils, patients felt better emotionally when oils were diffused in their homes. It seemed that within seconds, these patients were calmer and less anxious with a little exposure and inhalation. I remember when I inhaled oil for the first time, it was almost like I got high. It was really weird. It was like, but high in like a happy way. Like, I've never felt this happy. Like, that's how it felt. It was super weird. And I don't remember what oil was, so I couldn't tell you, but yeah. Right now I'm using, oh goodness. I wanted to use one that was high in frequency, so I chose one. Oh, that's what I chose. I chose Release. So it's 102 megahertz. So I should meditate after this and see if I can get in touch with my spirit guides, man. Because if I put the oil on, I'm back at my 100 frequency. Meditate, quiet room. And most oils act within 3 seconds. You know, at most, we're talking 26 seconds. So no more than half a minute. And the oils are in every cell in your body. And they're working and they're doing the thing that they need to do. It's fascinating to think that an oil applied to the bottom of the feet can travel to the brain and take effect in 1 minute. Again, the normal body frequency ranges between 62 and 78 megahertz and appears to drop somewhat during sleep, That's when we wake up, we want to drink water because we want to rehydrate. You know, we want to get our immunity back up. Why we want to eat, because we need to refuel. But it is still maintained between the markers. So even when we're sleeping, we're still maintained during healthy markers. Daily activity and emotions will always cause frequency to vary. So proper diet, exercise, a positive attitude, an environment of peace and harmony, whether at work or at home, the body should be able to stay consistently within the proper and balanced range of frequency, especially if you're incorporating essential oils or essential oil supplements into your protocol and routine. There's no company out there that rewards you for buying these type of products, so you might as well get like a product that you know is actually doing something healthy for you and doesn't have anything bad in it for that can harm you, because it's almost like you're paying the government to give you cancer every time you go to Target and buy like sodium lauryl sulfate or whatnot. But that's just my opinion. I do have a college degree, but it's in psychology. And I haven't decided yet if I want to go one way or another with like an expanded degree. I'm not sure yet. So, but basically we want to keep happy. We want to keep our heart open. We want to keep ourselves grounded. If we're having issues with that, get your feet on the floor. Okay, people, put your hands on your legs. Take a few deep breaths. Breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. And do that a few times. And even if you're at work and you're like in like an issue with a coworker or something, there is no reason why you can't be like, I need to step away for a moment. I need to step away. Because as the body picks up more negative energy particles, the frequency fluctuation begins to cause cellular breakdown. So by having a negative fight with someone at work, instead of avoiding it, you're literally causing deterioration of your own body. So why would you want that? Like, are they worth it? You know what I mean? And that's really what you need to think about. Frequencies too far off from normal will cause a cellular breakdown that leads to disease, like I was saying, cancer and so on. Negatively charged magnetic particles, cell phones, computers, electrical appliances and gadgets, cars and x-ray machines, dentists and doctors' offices, cell phone towers, all contribute to this toxic buildup. Keep your cell phone, if I didn't mention this, at least an inch away from your body at all time. Too much magnetic accumulation in the body without daily cleansing and protection results in untold cellular damage that leads to body malfunction, deterioration, disease, and death. So daily cleansing, that's step one. If you do not know how to cleanse, hit me up, because that is important. You should be cleansing at least twice a week in the beginning if you've never done it before. And then once you're like, you know that you're clean and you're not eating a lot of crap, then you can cleanse twice a month. But there's a couple different ways that you can cleanse. You don't have to take no poop pill or anything like that. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like a liver detox, a liver cleanse, that type of stuff. Young Living does make items for that purpose particularly. So we do make it very easy for you. And it is May 28th. So you have the rest of the weekend to order your starter kit in the way that it is right now. Because come June 1st, things are going to change and you may not be able to order things the way that they are right now. So if there is something that you really, really, really want or that you've seen, you should definitely get on there this weekend and order it. Because come June 1st, there's a good possibility that things will have changed drastically. So be pre-warned. It's a good change, but it's still going to change if you want something specifically that you've seen that I have marketed before. So, you know, we talked about microbes. We really want to make sure that we are fighting against those microbes, and the essential oils are really good for that. So, on top of the fact of eating healthy and meditating and staying away from negative people and keeping positive, we should incorporate some essential oils, incorporate some Young Living supplements that have essential oils in it, incorporate some you know, good music and dance and joy and things that make you feel just butterflies deep down within, you know, that make you want to just jump for joy. You know, you should want to jump out of bed every single day. We're only here for a little bit, so let's make it worth it. All right? I love you guys so much. Peace. I hope that this helped a little bit. We will chat soon. I love you. Have a great, great night. Jamie Stars signing off.